Hello, class. This is my turn to explain the exercise of chapter 2, the exercise 11 through 13. We're gonna start with the first exercise. The three exercise is to complete or to fill the three main financial reports. We're gonna start with the first one. In this case, we're gonna start with income statement. The first step, I think so, is to analyze the accounts that we have in this part. We know that income statement required revenues and expenses to have the net income. So here we have the first account, consulting revenue, by 27,110. So here we can put revenues and then consulting revenue for 27,110. In this case, this exercise is asking for this title. In this case, we know that is one period. So we're going to choose for month ended December 31. We can see that we have not other revenue account. So we're going to next accounts. For example, rent expense, salary expense, telephone expense, and finally miscellaneous expenses. So we're going to put this title, in this case is expenses. Start with rent expenses by 9,680, like is here, 9,680. Next account is salaries expense. Salaries expense by 5,700 is the same like here. Next is telephone expense by 990. So we put here. The next is miscellaneous expenses, 610. Okay. Finally, we compute the total revenues, case one account, so just put the same number. Compute total expense, all these counts, and put here the total. Finally, we going to do this compute total revenue minus total expenses. We have that net income. This is the formula. In this case, 27,110 minus 16,980. The total or net income is 10,130. So we got it. We got it the first financial statement. We need to remember this number, net income, because we're going to use in the next financial statement. The next is asked, in this case, a statement of retained earnings. So we have the same numbers here, the same accounts, but in this case, the retained earning accounts balance at December 1 was 0. So this is the first number that we need to use. Net income for December is 10,130. Like you can remember, we obtained this number in the past, and then in the income statement. So we're going to start. Let you know, it's a period. So we're going to put 4 months ended December 31 in this case. Retained earnings, like say here, we're gonna put 0. Net income, we have here, that is the same number that in our last income statement. Finally, we going to less dividend. Dividends are here because we have this account, dividends, 6,120. So this count is putting here. And finally, we need to choose retained earnings at December 31. This number is obtained of computing net incomes minus dividends, and then we have retained earnings, 4,010. Okay, so next, please remember this number, 410, or 4,010. It's important because we will use in the balance sheet. So, okay. You can see here the accounts. We need to be clear what accounts we need to use. Remember, we're going to use the assets and liabilities and equity, okay? So we know that here we can see cash, accounts receivable, office supplies, office equipment, lands are assets. Next accounts, for example, accounts payable, are liabilities. Common stock is account of equity. Dividends, we used this account in other financial statement, in the last financial statement. So we're going to start first. In this case, balance sheet needs to put one is the date is a 1 point specific point. Okay. For this case, we use as of December 31. Assets. Remember, cash, account receivable, office supplies, office equipment, and land. We're gonna put off the left side. We can see here cash 25,450. And you can see here the same amount. Account receivable 22,490. Office supplies 5,370. Office equipment 20,140. And finally, land 44,120 are the same amounts that we can see here in this report. Liabilities, just we have one liability count, is accounts payable, and we just put this amount, 10,460. The next part is the equity. Equity, we're going to put here all accounts in this case, retained earnings. Did you remember 4,010 is we have this number of the last of our statement of retained earnings report. So we just to add here common stock, we can find this common stock of this account here in this report, and we can see is 103,100. Okay, so just put here, and finally we have total equity 107,110. Total liabilities, in this case, is this number plus this number, and we have this number. And this number, the total liabilities and equity, is the same that this number, that is the total assets. So we need to put here total assets. Okay. So we're going to see if all is okay. So we want to do another check. And yes, answer is complete and correct. So that's all. I hope this is useful for you. Thank you.